Hi, my name is Aaron Price, and I'm a senior, and I'm a main AR for the Sam Houston COD team. Esports is a version of competitive video games where everyone gets together and plays against other schools. You play competitively on games like Call of Duty. Every game you can think of has a competitive esports league where the top talents in the world will compete against each other, and collegiate esports is just getting started, and there's a lot of room to grow. It was like maybe 2015, where I started getting pretty good at, it was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, the first game that I actually competed in. I realized that it was just, I was getting pretty good, and there was a ranked playlist or whatever, and I was pretty high ranked for not actually trying, and I was like, dang, I could actually try to do this. And I had a bunch of buddies that also wanted to do this exact same thing, and they decided that we all should have made a team, and they all just wanted to compete in leagues and stuff like that. So the way that I came across the esports club here was I actually, the reason I came to Sam, a lot of people end up coming to schools for esports, but the reason I came to Sam was because my parents came here. But I was also partially really into the collegiate esports scene, and I was looking forward to that. I did all my research to see if they had teams and leagues and stuff like that, and I found out they did. And day one, I got involved with the esports program here as a freshman, and I just fell in love with it. I love representing the school and doing what I love. So the way that it works is esports as a whole is kind of like regular sports, where it's got little different sports in it. Each game is a different sport. Let's just say baseball is Call of Duty, basketball is Halo. It's a bunch of different teams within the esports club as a whole. And you play in different leagues. You play against other schools, and yeah, it's a lot of, it's very easy to get into, and it's weekly. I think we practice about 2 times a week, 3 times a week. A lot of the best teams practice every day, but obviously with college kids, it's very difficult to make all the schedules work, because everyone's got crazy amount of schedules, and it's a lot of time to dedicate. I think a lot of it is being able to do it from home, and I think it's a really good escape, because you can just hop on and everything else kind of goes away. Everything else, you're not thinking about anything else. And it's kind of the same way with other sports, or just every activity, where you can kind of get away. But yeah, I definitely would consider it a big escape for me. I'm really interested to see how our season comes up. Unfortunately, we haven't won many games yet, because we have a brand new team full of players that aren't crazy experienced, but it's a whole lot of fun getting to see these guys develop. I really do enjoy working with them on a daily basis, seeing the improvement from where they started out to what our potential is. I think our potential for our team is really high. I think we genuinely have the ability to make a run, and I'd love to see it happen. So I think my favorite game is Call of Duty. It's there's a new one every year, so I don't actually know the amount of hours, but it's some ungodly amount, something probably really embarrassing. Yeah, it's a whole lot. I like Call of Duty. I've dipped my toes into Halo a little bit. I played a little bit of that. I never grew up playing it, but I ended up playing it when I got here because the new one came out. But yeah, it's a whole lot of COD. I play other games casually, but I've never really dove into any other games competitively other than COD and Halo. You know, I grew up playing sports. I did taekwondo, football, track. I've never gotten a crazy nervousness as I do when I play video games. I feel it may not be physically demanding, but it's so, I consider it more mentally demanding than a lot of other sports, because there's so much you have to juggle, more than just how strong you are and how fast you are. A lot of it's micromanaging things, and I like even if you're like stressed, I know this is really nerdy, but like when you're like super stressed, like your hands like tense up, and like that's a crazy disadvantage. Sometimes if your hands are sweaty, it's a different disadvantage. Sometimes before matches, even if your hands are cold, it's a disadvantage. I know that it's really nerdy, I promise. It makes sense, but sometimes I will, before matches, kind of do like a little shake off. Like I'll like do breathing like exercises and stuff, and if it's cold, I think this is actually cool. I when it's cold, I have a candle that I like a little fire. Yeah, but it's genuinely like a rush like I've never experienced before. I think it's a whole thing of its own. I think it genuinely it's a completely different thing, and you got to treat it like a different thing. I feel like there's aspects of sports that translate, and I think honestly there's aspects of esports that will translate to regular sports, but it's just a measure of like, I don't know. A lot of people just get embarrassed of esports, and I don't think it's a thing to be embarrassed of. I think it's really cool. I think it's just as like, as I said, like demanding. I think it requires like, other than the physical aspect, obviously, but like I think it brings a lot of pressure from the regular sports, and there's a lot of stuff that translates.